Welcome to Realtor Talk with Steph and Kel.
Hey guys,
Hi, I'm Stefanie Campbell.
and I'm Kelly Dugan.
Whether you're buying, selling, or just curious on the ins and outs of the real estate world, you've come to the right place.
What are we going to talk about on this podcast?
Everything, duh.
You name it, we cover it.
Tune in weekly as we bring you insightful conversations with industry experts, success stories, horror stories, and definitely some laughs along the way.
Up.
I was waiting for
You
your
thought,
song.
You thought I was gonna sing?
I totally thought you were going to sing.
What day is it? Happy Thursday.
It's Thursday. I'm all thrown off this week, though, with the short week.
Was it a show? Oh God, I don't even know what's happening.
I
Yeah,
know.
Labor Day weekend Monday, Labor Day.
What have you been up to? Any stories to share?
Oh, good. Well, no, not really that I want to chat about right now.
So nothing's going good. Any
Although
listings you want to plug?
We will say though, can we say that we were just talking about if somebody is thinking they want to be a realtor
oh, yeah.
and you're, well, anywhere really.
If you want to if you want to, hold on, how am I going to word this? If you want to
explore
it, and give it your all, me and Stefanie will be good resources for you. We can help you out. But yeah, we do need
I wouldn't mind some
fresh blood. I mean, yeah, it's really nice to have.
Kelly's too burnt now.
I am not burnt by any means.
Well cooked. You're cooked to perfection is what I should. You're cooked. You're fully cooked. You're almost ready to come out of the
nest.
oven.
I'm out of the nest. Is that what you're saying?
You're basically flying the next. I mean, we'll talk about it when it actually happens.
Yeah, got one more closing.
Some potentially big moves coming up, and
But anyways, yeah. So we were just saying that if you are someone out there who's thinking about becoming a realtor, we are looking for maybe someone to add to the team, and
maybe,
yeah, we're just looking for fresh blood, as Stefanie would say. All right. Okay, on with it. Any listings you want to plug?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Okay. Shoot, I need a list in front of my face.
Wow.
Which I'm gonna pull up. No, I mean, not. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
One off the top of my head that I'm thinking of right now is my Woodland listing in Frankfurt. It's so cute.
It is really cute,
and it would make a great family home for somebody. And it's like in the
new roof, finished basement, right?
New roof, finished basement. Like it's cosmetically great. Like you will be able to be fine, but you can plan long term for like updates that you might want to do. I really love it, and the owner's very lovely, and
yeah, good neighborhood.
Yep, awesome neighborhood. Maybe my favorite. So Woodland in Frankfurt. Oh, I got new construction in Palos Heights. That's gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
Like we should all.
I want to go there.
We'll do a video tour because that one, like the cabinets are Amish made. Like it is.
What phase is it in?
It's almost done. Like the floors are done, cabinets are in, tiles in.
Let's try and go next week. I would love to. Love to see it.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. I have a cedar listing in Moni. That is amazing.
I love that property.
It is. I got to do a video at this house. I'm going to talk to the owners. They it's on a few acres. The yard is gorgeous.
It looks like it's out of like a country living magazine.
I mean, it is. I know.
It really does.
I know. I'm feeling very passionate about all these listings, but I'm serious. I have. If you're a city person in 415 East North Water Street, a gorgeous. Like I'm telling you. The views in this place are the best views in the city that I've literally ever seen. Floor to ceiling windows, lake views, Ferris wheel, city views, the whole thing. The place is 4,700 square feet.
Say that address again. I want everyone to go look at it.
415 East North Water Street, unit 2805. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what do we got? We have a 3-bed, 3-bath condo in Pilsen. It is fully renovated, gorgeous floors, refinished cabinets, updated bathrooms, also very large, great location, elevator building. The outdoor space in this place is massive. Just you could do have an entire city garden if you wanted.
I'm gonna have to look at this one,
It's a corner unit, really cool. And then we have in Wicker Park, new construction. Do you like how I'm going? I'm literally going.
She just pulls up all the listings.
I pull out my envelope.
She's like,
oh yeah, let's sell some stuff.
all right, continue.
1620. This is my grand finale here. 1621 North Bell Avenue, Wicker Park, Bucktown. Primo location, brick exterior, open floor plan on the first floor, rooftop deck that's finished. This place is mwah, mwah, mwah. Magnificent. Okay,
Oh,
we got lots of.
I know I have good pockets right now that I can't really talk
pockets.
I can't talk too much about.
Kelly had 3 listing agreements signed.
Yes, I did this week.
This
I
week.
have a single family coming up in Morris that's super cute. It honestly, and it's smaller. It's only 2 beds, 1 bath, but everything is totally updated. And I thought about if you're a first time home buyer that doesn't necessarily want a townhouse or a downsizer.
If these are going to be on the PLN within because this
one is on the PLN.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
But if any of those others are within the next 2 weeks, or you can't necessarily say.
It's a gamble. I don't know.
Okay, then don't say it. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I can describe them.
Just so people understand, if she's got listing agreements signed right now, but those listings are not in the private network, we cannot advertise them yet.
Correct.
So that's why she has some things in her back kitchen that she can't let out of the fire.
But no, this Morris one is so adorable. I think it's perfect. Honestly, it's good for downsizers. There's no stairs. And I think it's good even for, first-time home buyers that they don't really want a townhouse. They still want a yard, but it's adorable. I can't wait to get photos in Morris. And then I have a really cute Mokina townhouse, and that's all I'll say, but it's going to be dependent on when we find their house.
Okay, what's up?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Heard it here first. Well, some of these are on the internet. But
yeah. And okay, speaking of listings, what's the topic for today?
You're going to reveal the topic because you thought of it.
Okay.
And because I'm like, what was it?
I wanted to talk about managing expectations as a seller in the fall.
That's right.
Because I did go on, 3 listing meetings this week. And so I feel like I talked about this a million times this week, so I thought it'd be a good topic and very applicable because of the time of year. Okay, so obviously, first things first, you're wanting to sell. You're going to call us. There we go.
There's no other answer, obviously.
Actually, the podcast is over. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. That's all we got, folks. Call us.
Step 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5.
But no, isn't it and I think we've even talked about this before. I mean, and this is something we have to just accept with the podcast now I'm going to just talk about everything we talk about for listing meetings, the tips and tricks that we get. I wish I could almost limit our podcast to our clients only.
Oh, because some.
Yeah, it's you're
no,
just.
But remember that one. This is actually a very cool success story. Kelly went on a listing appointment.
Yeah, that's so true. Gotta remember.
Do you want to tell your own story, or do you want me to?
No, go ahead.
Kelly went on a listing appointment, and basically it was the smoothest listing appointment she's ever had because the woman was like, "Oh,
answering my questions.
I've already listened to your podcast. I already know all the answers." And it was but she was ready to sign, knew exactly what to do. Bada bing, bada boom. It was very fast.
It's very rare for me to get a completely random person I have no connection to that calls me. But
I say that all the time.
I did, and of course I went and I met with her, and she truly she was a diehard listener. Every point that I made, she would respond back to me.
Still be listening.
And yes, Sandy, love her. Hello.
Okay, hi Sandy. Cheers to Sandy.
Yeah, cheers to Sandy. And she just it was great. And I called Stefanie. I'm like, okay, and this was kind of in our a little bit more beginner phase of our podcast to where I was getting very frustrated at every technological roadblock.
Oh my God, we're so much better now.
Yes, I wouldn't say so much, but we're getting there.
I feel way better.
So I called Stefanie and I was like, oh my gosh, the first positive outcome from this podcast. I literally just got a listing. So, but that was great. And sometimes I will there's been times that I've sent my episodes to clients.
Stop.
Multiple offers offer toolbox I know I've sent to clients when we got into those multiple offer situations or anything. If we talked about it,
Oh, that's kind of genius.
yeah, it's nice. Or if we talk about it in my buyer's meeting, I'll kind of point out like, okay, listen to these couple episodes if you're starting to think
Wait,
about what if.
didn't you write down the couple things that you wanted to make sure you put into like?
Into today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did. I guess I'm just rambling. We are really like chatty today.
We are so chatty today.
It's
I don't
a hit
know
or
what's
miss.
I don't know what's in the. Sometimes you come in here, we're all business, we're crabby.
Yes.
But you know what? I'm in a happy mood because, again, sorry, going so off topic. It's like we've been on here 10 minutes already. I volunteered at my son's school for lunch today.
Yeah.
Hot lunch. It was the cutest thing it was so darling.
Will you just like can you do that anytime or how does that work?
It's like, I think a lot of people sign up to do it, and I think they only pick like a handful, and it's very
You
competitive.
did come in so chipper today.
I did, and I think that's why, and I was seriously thinking to myself, we complain a lot about our job and this and that and whatever, all the cons, but I will say, on the way here, I was having a grateful heart because I was thinking to myself,
that you're able to do that.
I miss a lot of stuff on the weekends because I'm working and, but I will say my job allowed me to go to hot lunch today
Right.
and like hug my son during the day at school. Like, how cute.
I've had a couple of those moments, not when it comes to, I don't have kids obviously, but remember I told you I called Stefanie one time after I got a facial at like 1 PM.
Yes.
And I'm like, what other job could get a facial at 1? I'm on my way to a showing now. Like,
Yeah. So, I mean, there is for the newbie that's going to reach out to us and say they're getting
there's perks.
There is some perks. Okay. All right. Sorry. Keep going.
Okay. So managing expectations. So yes, of course, I'm going to go back to you. You call us first.
Yeah.
But I really thought this topic would be important because we've had a really like biggest buzz is that it's like, oh my gosh, we're in such a seller's market since COVID basically.
Right.
And I think that that's starting to kind of fill up some sellers' heads a little bit.
They're cocky.
Oh,
Yep.
oh yeah. And like at the end of the day, of course, because of the market and how it is, for the most part, a seller's market, you can get that price that you want. I mean, obviously within reason, but you can get that top dollar price, but it's going to require some things on your end. And it's going to, and also like realistic expectations. If you're selling in the fall, it's September, we're here now. And I like to look at everything. I mean, sure, comps play a role, but I mean, a comp that closed in the hottest peak of the market earlier this year, how applicable? I mean, one would argue that might not be as applicable because I like to look at obviously the market activity and conditions, but who's going to be your buyer pool? And this is where I'm like, okay, trying to scope out, are you in a neighborhood that people are usually buying for the school district, and are you losing half of your buyer pool now because you were listing in the fall when school's already started and people are busy with kids? These are things you have to be mindful of. And a lot of times it brings up the question of like, well, why are you selling? Like, is this a dire need? Are you do you have a job transfer? What have you? But moral of the story is, in my opinion, now mind you, all this is opinion based. All of it could probably be debated and controversial, but in my opinion, I think anytime starting in August, I think you're kind of at the time of the essence of listing because you do not want to hold your property over the holidays.
Right.
And that is like my biggest disclaimer there. I always like to give a range of what I think your house is going to fly at with hopefully multiple offers, and a price is at top dollar, which like it has to be pristine and perfect and basically do every single thing I'm telling you do. And that's almost like your luck number. That's like, oh, a buyer happened to want your neighborhood so bad because their mom lives around the block type of luck buyer. Like, like it's not unreasonable, but it's, so I always say, I think it's a slower burn. I think showings do slow down this time of year. And I think it does depend on the price point too, because again, I like to look at, okay, so let's talk about anything 300 and under. Those might be first time home buyers that don't have, they have the flexibility to buy all year round. Like those are just things kind of going through my head when I'm trying to see on who's going to be a candidate for your house. And then what else did I put?
I love this. I'm doing a lot of listening. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. And then obviously interest rates play a role. So this is going to be a good thing because now interest rates are going down. So this is a good thing for sellers and buyers too. Hopefully it'll give buyers that little fire under their butt to help balance out when it starts to slow, if that makes sense this fall. And also I wanted to ask you,
do
do you think that the new buyer agreements are going to have any direct in showings or contracts?
I do. I think it's going to slow up showings.
I
do.
kind of saw it,
I
to
just
be
think,
honest.
yeah, I think so. Even one of the homes that I have on that I thought would get more action than I've seen, and I think partly it is due to the buyer contracts probably. So we'll see what happens there, but fall, it's always kind of nice to have a plan of attack with your sellers. Like I'm thinking in my head
like
right
a pricing strategy, like marketing plan timeline.
and a lot of it goes to how motivated are they? Do you need to sell this fall? The most important thing to do always is price your home appropriately. Don't stretch it. Don't push the envelope. Don't do any of that kind of thing if you need to sell quickly. If time's on your side and all these things, like, okay, well, take this time, get your home right, do the painting, do the decluttering, do everything to perfection. If you want to try to sell it this fall, let's try to sell it. If not, if it doesn't fly, maybe we pull it to the PLN during the holidays and we push it back public come January, February, something like that. And when we say spring market,
I refer to last week of January when I say spring market.
I mean, mid-January after the first, we're like in the retail markets, not in the, what you would think the weather-wise. So, I think that timing has everything to do with it. And what you could do is if you're open to selling right now, but your home's not perfect, you could prep your home to the best of your ability, put your home in the PLN now, not even go public. And if nothing happens, you could go public after the first of the year.
Right. Yes. 100%. And I think, and those are exactly, you have to have a strategy and like a marketing plan and all of this with your realtor, because let's just say that they do need to sell this fall. Let's just say, hypothetically, they got a job transfer and they need to sell this fall. Okay, well, I'm going to call my photographer and get those scheduled for next week. In the meantime, we're going to go on the private network, pending everything, professional photography. And my biggest thing is just like, it's hard because you bring comps, right? And you're going over these comps with your clients.
And those are comps
from April. And I know it was only a couple months ago. And I'm not talking it's going to be a $50,000 gap or, a huge, it's just that like.
I mean, I'm looking at something right now that's like $20,000 that I think if we were priced in spring, we would have sold. And because it's fall, we're.
I totally think that too. And so I encourage my clients, I'm like, if you list, I know it stings to even say it, but if you list just slightly below what you are, thinking that your house, or that I tell you that your house is worth, essentially, you're going to be set up. And hopefully, we just had multiple offers last week and I was like, oh, thank God we're still in this if we price it appropriately. And we are, it's so crucial. If you're off by 5,000, done.
And that's another thing. Did we talk about search box pricing at all?
Search box pricing, yes. No, go ahead.
Sorry, there was a period there where I was like zoning out. But no, so search box pricing is super important. I always tell my clients the reason we call it that is because when we set up searches for our clients, nobody ever comes to us and says, my budget is $535. They don't say that. They say, my budget's $525, $500, $550, $575, $1 million, $2 million. Like, it's like even numbers. So think about that when you're pricing your home. Price at or below the nearest quarter.
Yeah.
Because if you price your home at $555, well, you're $5,000 away from like what could be your biggest buyer pool.
100%.
Why would you do that to yourself? You're losing out on a bigger audience just because of $5,000.
Mm-hmm. No,
you're talking then to the people that are in the 575 bracket, and you better look at your home compared to those and see where it lands.
Right.
And
inventory typically, I mean, we've struggled with inventory for a while, but it's typically more, it tends to slow during the fall too. So like capitalize on that and take advantage of that and just you're going to be, one of the only active competitors out there. Just clean your house. If it needs a fresh paint, if you can do all these things, tip top. I went to my client's house to do photos. Yes. Was it yesterday? And I met with them last week and they have a toddler and, their life gets crazy and they have just baby toys and everything everywhere. And I know, like, when I walk into a house for photo day and it is just pristine, I'm like, I love you guys. You guys made my life so much easier. And you don't realize, I think you might have just added $10,000 in value solely due to the media aspect of it. Like,
Yeah, I could see that.
photos mean everything, and they have to like them. And so if that's one thing to, again, try, if you're going to try and get that spring price in the fall, clean, declutter. Flexibility is huge. With showings, I had.
That's, you know what? Yeah, people need to be.
Don't you hate when
Flex-
they're like,
I'm
nope,
like,
can't show this day, this
Oh,
day.
I have clients that some of the houses, I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? How? I mean, but they're not motivated. So, I mean, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And also being prepared to have a little bit of longer market time. If something doesn't fly off the shelf, again, it's all
Right.
going to be based off of your price. This is just back to managing expectations. What else did I have in here? A little nugget.
There's something else I was going to say too. Timeline, cleanliness, allowing showings, being flexible. I mean, honestly,
It's
the
going to just
most
take a little bit more
The most
effort.
important thing is the price. But, you know what else I was going to say is if you're and we've probably said this before, but if you're thinking about selling in spring, like if you're aiming for January, let's say, please let's take those photos now.
Yes.
Reach out to us. We will get those photos taken care of.
Just exteriors. I mean, we could, we don't have to do inside
You
yet.
don't even have to do your inside. We will just do your exteriors, and it will be so much more inviting. And won't it be beautiful to have like beautiful exteriors in January when everybody else is like dead and covered with snow?
Right.
Like,
Totally.
It'll be great.
I agree.
So-
Yes. I say that every winter. That's actually a tidbit. I'm going to put that in my newsletter. Honestly.
I'm going to do that for mine too. Stacey, are you listening? Oh, that's another thing. You know what? We both have link trees in our Instagram, right? Do I have
I
sign
don't
up in my?
anymore.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh,
I have,
because I think I even have take the survey in my Instagram.
you know what? I'm going to have to go back and check. I don't think I liked the look of my link tree. Like, I couldn't get it to the way I
Okay,
liked
well,
the way it
whatever.
looked, and I didn't have it anymore.
That would be. We need to have a sign up for our newsletter.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, that's on our to-do list.
We should do a digital newsletter even too. That could be more proclaiming, like, from the podcast.
I have an idea about a digital newsletter that Stacey and I are working on right now.
Oh.
Maybe I'll share it with you.
Well, then you can't put my tip in your. No, I'm just kidding.
I really do.
We
steal
literally
Kelly's.
share everything.
Yeah, we do. Mine, not everything.
The other day I texted Stephanie's niece helps us with our social media. Shout out to Molly.
Molly.
Love her
Molly.
so much. But yeah, I mean, it's so nice because I'll just be like, hey, did you that thing you posted for Stephanie the other day?
I
mind
know.
putting
I've
that
done
on
the
mine?
I do the same thing though. Steal your stuff, but
But yeah, there you have it. I think we pretty much got through the major
it.
meat of it,
that's
right?
it. I mean, it's only we'll see, 22 minutes.
Yeah.
of-
Moral of the story is we're not in spring. I mean, what's more important to you? Is it, a top dollar?
If
and
top dollar is important to you, odds
maybe
are,
wait.
Maybe wait. We don't have a crystal ball. Nobody knows what's going to be going down in spring. But statistically speaking, your odds are better to sell for a higher price in spring.
Yes. And if selling is an absolute must, let's go over your situation. Every situation's different, and we're gonna do our best to get you absolute top dollar. But things might take a little bit longer. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Like I said last week, I just had those multiple offers, and I was kind of like, oh, it was
Because you
good
priced
and reassurance.
you priced really right, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, there you have it.
That's it, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
Tune in weekly for new episodes.
Follow the link in the show notes to answer our survey and have your topics talked about on Realtor Talk with Steph and Kel. Thanks for listening. Until next time.
Bye.
Ciao.